I represent our family, the Monti family, and a dozen or so years ago, my brother Paul and myself decided that we had to do something to honor our nephew who was killed in Afghanistan in 2006. So we came down here because Jared is interned in this cemetery, and we were turned away when we tried to put a flag there at the grave. They said we couldn't do it. But Paul and I, we decided, you know what? We're going to keep pushing, and we went beyond the local means, and we went actually all the way to Washington to get somebody to say that it was okay for us to place a flag on Jared's grave. One flag, one grave. And after that, Paul and I sat down and decided that it's time that we did the whole grave. The whole graveyard, actually. We raised the money to buy 55,000 flags the first year. And then we came here on Memorial Day, placed the flags. They told us we had to have them out at the end of that week, which we did. And then we said we're going to do Veterans Day also. So since then, we've done over 25 plantings, Memorial Day and Veterans Day. And we couldn't do it without you people coming to give us a hand. Very difficult for a few people to place 55,000 graves. And right now, we're almost 80,000 graves. Wow. So thank you again for showing up and helping us with this project. And I know it'll continue for many, many years to come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to start today with the benediction. Amanda. And we're in no hurry, so we're going to be here for a while, and so let's just take it easy, relax, and I want to introduce Amanda Tippon to do the benediction. Thank you.
I'm just gonna take it just like this. Yeah, so Veterans Day. Who are my veterans here today? A day celebrated in this great nation to remember and to honor those who have raised their right hand to serve, to protect, and at times to pay the ultimate price. And so we do say thank you. And as one who's had the opportunity to serve amongst the ranks within the Army Reserves, I also want to remind each and every one of us that our service is not over. It never ended. You may have hung up the uniform, but that oath was lifelong, to serve, to protect, and to defend. I highlight the word serve. To serve your family members, to serve your neighbors, to serve your community, to serve your state, to serve your nation in love. Grace. One of the definitions is a supernatural ability to be able to accomplish something that you would otherwise not be able to do on your own. And so, my prayer simply is, America, America, God shed his grace on thee. My prayer is that from the rising of the sun to the setting, the same. That America would be a beacon, a light, a source of hope, first for herself and then for the other nations. My prayer is that today across the Great Plains, from sea to shining sea, the veterans that exist would be instilled with hope today. Can I go there? Thanks. The current stats are not 22 veterans a day dying by suicide. The current stats are between 20 to 40. brother is interned on these hallowed grounds. On 5 July 2023, he made a permanent decision that to this day we don't understand. But we who have breath, not just an opportunity, but I dare say that we have a responsibility to make an impact in this epidemic. They serve, they lay down everything. And when they come home, they need our support. It's obviously super personal to me. But long before he died, it was personal to me. Because it's happening in my nation. And so I also add a prayer into the God of life, that any veteran that is struggling today, this moment, that they would be infused with the spirit of life, and that there would be a filter placed in their ears, that where the lies are coming in of shame and guilt, that those would be silenced. And they would hear a voice that says you're enough and you can make it. And maybe some here have had those same thoughts. And I thank you for staying. I'm grateful that right now you do have breath and we're able to come out here yet in a nation that is free to place flags, that flag that is an emblem of freedom. So may God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless America.
Thank you so much, Amanda. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to invite the children. I'd like to invite the Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, any scout, plus any children, anybody that would like to come up into the concrete area. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. So could you please come forward? Come right up. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wow, that was fantastic. Please be careful going back. I appreciate you coming up and helping us. Right now, we're going to have the national anthem, and we're going to be led by Shauna Jackman.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad streams and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that
Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Skip. Now I'm going to call up an individual or a group of people, if they'd like, from the military that would like to place a flag at the monument over in the green. So first of all, I'd like to call up a member of the Army to come up and take a flag over to that monument. Anybody? Anybody from the Army? And anybody like to go with him? You know where it is. Go around the corner. You'll see it over here. I'd like to call up a member of the Marine Corps. Anybody from the Marine Corps, past or present, please come up and take a flag over to the monument.
Come on, you guys, you ain't afraid.
Anybody that was in the Marines?
There we go. There we go.
And a representative from the U.S. Navy. Anybody from the Navy, please? I'd like a representative from the U.S. Coast Guard, please. Anybody from the Coast Guard? And the Air Force. Anyone from the Air Force, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Anybody that was with the Merchant Marine? Now we're honoring the Merchant Marine for their sacrifice. Anyone? Anybody would like to represent the Merchant Marine?
Somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
Thank you so much. And anybody? Where we?
You're welcome, thank you.
From the Space Force? Anybody representing the Space Force? I need another.
I don't think that was coming. No, you're good. There's enough.
No, I need some people that would like to go to the POW monument. It's down the back on the other side of the green to place a flag at the POW monument. And anybody that would like to do that? Well, thank you very much for the volunteers. Right now we have a presentation of a donation from Don Bernard, the Elks, and Paul Jones from Ride 22. We're a grassroots organization. We started this. My brother and I were running motorcycle runs, poker nights. We went to the American Legion veterans, and we went to the VFW veterans, And we asked for donations that we could buy that first load of flags, 55,000 flags that we got from donations. Right now, we still are grassroots. Basically, we do not get financed. We're a 501(c) nonprofit organization. We'll continue to be that way. We get no funding from the government. We get no funding from our local state. We raise the money ourselves through people like you. If you'd like to go to our website, which is operationflagsforvets.org, you can help us continue with this program. I want to thank these people, and I'd like to pass the mic, and they can say a few words, but thank you.
Hello, everybody. So good to see everybody out here again. It is our pleasure from the Massachusetts Elks Veterans Fund, our State Administrator Jim Falk and Susan Singler, who's a state historian. We present you folks with a check from our Veterans Fund, most of the money which is raised through our motorcycle run, which Paul and Jared were honorees back in 2018 in Middleborough. It's kind of where it all started for me, and this is where it continues on. So I thank them for all that they do, and I thank the family, and I thank my friends back here, and I thank every one of you out there for all that you do. Thank you, and God bless you all. I forgot to tell you, we're donating $5,000 out of the Veterans Fund. I was reminded that I was supposed to say that.
Take a few minutes to explain how we want to place the flags. Each of the plaques that are representing the veterans are in the ground. We'd like to place the flag directly in the middle of that plaque, 3 inches behind it, and about 3 to 4 inches deep into the ground. Always remembering that the flag should never touch the ground. The flag should never touch the ground. So if you make a hole at least 2 or 3 inches deep and push the flag into the ground so that it's straight up and it's standing and it's firm. If you come across any flags that are not in good shape, maybe they're bent or one of the staples are missing or the finial on the top is missing, then we'll not put that flag in the ground. We'll only put flags that are in good condition. So all the broken ones should be put back into the totes that are on the ground. Now the totes that you'll find at the sections have enough flags to fill that section. So please don't take the flags out of the totes from that section and take them to another, because they're all counted up and we should be able to cover the entire cemetery with the flags that are on the totes that are at those sections. If you come up short or you need any help with the flags, there are people driving around and pick up trucks with additional flags, or if you want to call, you can call up or meet me at the table over here on my left, and we'll stay there for a while to make sure that everything gets placed properly around the cemetery. A poem was recited by my sister Jean, and it's called We Remember.
As I read the poem and I finish a line, I'm asking you to please say, "We remember them." In the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share,
We remember them.
so long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us. Nice and loud.
We remember them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and in closing, I'd like to thank Christopher Hickey and the staff of the Bourne National Cemetery for the fantastic job they do here. The place is immaculate. I'd like to thank the American Red Cross for their support over the years. And since we started, the second year the Red Cross showed up, and it was great to see them bring some coffee and donuts. But thank you for all their years of service. I'd like to thank CMS Landscaping, because they allow us to store our flags at their facility over in the warehouse nearby, so that we don't really have to worry about where the flags will be. I want to thank John Dixon. John Dixon has been doing this from day one. He brings his truck and he picks up the flags and he helps distribute them here. Mark LeClaire for this fantastic sound system. I remember the first year we came, we didn't have one. It was hard for me to yell. And I want to thank all the participants today at the cemetery, all the volunteers that came out, all the guys that help us off season. You know, these gentlemen and ladies that show up, and their committee members, and if anybody would like to help that way, we'd appreciate it. Just go to the website and see if you can follow the blog to get us into the whatever information that you need to join our organization. I really appreciate that. Next Saturday, that is Saturday next week, we have to remove the flags. So if we can get volunteers to come help us, and it's quite a task to do, and we really need the help. So if you could come 10 o'clock next Saturday to help us remove the flags and to put them back in the totes, we really appreciate it. There won't be a cemetery at the time, but there will be people here to thank you. So right now, if you'd like, you can go to any of the sections that you would like to do. If you'd like to do a personal placement, we have flags at a table over here. You can come and take one of our flags. You can go to your whatever section you have to go to. If there's a flag already on a grave, you just would like to put your flag there to make your dedication, you can take that flag out and replace it with your flag. That's not a problem. If you do need more flags, like I said, there will be people driving around to help you. And thank you so much again for another year showing up to help us.